Do you think Carey Price will be able to regain his Hart and Vezina Trophy form?
I don't see why not. You know, he is the best goaltender in the world. Unfortunately, he got off to a bad start to the season, but he's not the first player to have a tough start, and then he will regain his form eventually. But we did see some highlights that we've seen from Carey Price before against the Florida Panthers, so I think there's things going in the right direction for him.
I would say no, just because I would say he won't play like he did the year that he won the Hart and the Vezina, because I don't know how you could over the course of a full season. But to me, what's more important is if they get into the playoffs, that he's at the peak of his game when they get there, because the last couple of years they've been into the playoffs, he hasn't been maybe as good as he's been when he's at his best in the regular season. And I'm sure that's what matters to him. I don't think he cares about that anymore, but the team certainly does. He has to play, obviously, if not his very best, then close to it for them to be successful.
Yeah, I know I talked to him after the Panthers game, and I said, no, you're a confident guy, your confidence is never an issue, but was your confidence maybe waning a little bit during that slump? And he said, well, you work hard on practice, you're working your technique, you're working everything else, and then it just, you play the game, and it comes to you. My concern with Carey is that last year, before Michel Therrien got fired, remember he went on that terrible, Price was playing terrible, and people say, oh, he wants Therrien fired. No professional athlete plays poorly on purpose. Anybody who says that doesn't know professional athletes. So I wonder if that might have been the first sign of a little crack in his armor, and maybe we're seeing it again. I think he can still be Carey Price, but I don't know if he can be Carey Price for 65 games a year. I think he can maybe be Carey Price for 55 games a year and have 10 games where, you know, he's maybe not as good. And people, you know, he's getting older, and people, he had a major knee injury. Yeah. So as you were saying, whether he can regain that form, I don't think so, but he's still a pretty good goalie.
When you set the bar that high, it's just, I mean, you get used to his excellence, and you almost expect it every night. And then when it's not there, you think, what's wrong? And then when he looks, you know, less than average, you know, the sky is falling. But I think those are sort of the outliers. I would expect he'll be among the best goalie. I still think he's the best goalie in the game. But
and he's such a competitive guy, too. You hear him in the locker room after the game. You know when Carey Price comes in because he lets out a word that you can't say here.
Yeah, but I mean, they rely on him so much that when he plays poorly, it's highlighted more than on any other team. You know, you look at the young Leafs now. If their goalie lets in 4 goals, they'll get 5. You know, Grant Fuhr back in the day with the Oilers, they'd say, okay, Grant, we're going to score 6 tonight. Make sure you only let in 5. Okay, boys, and they're going to win. But with Carey Price, there's so much pressure on him.
Check out this week's episode at hockeyinsideout.com now.